Which taxes will cease to be applicable on me? Fantastic. Badda tax gaya saheb. All indirect tax have gone. All indirect tax, only one GST is now. So no service tax, no VAT, everything is gone, you know. Sorry? Excise gayu saheb. Only in two products, which are not related to us generally. I think it is petroleum and tobacco or liquor. Correct, sir? Kiran, sir? Liquor state will tax, but generally excise, as I understand the profile of us, it is basically petroleum products. So my Indian oil guys will still in worry. And tobacco and certain products are there, which still excise has been retained. Baki બધું ગયું. That is why the rates are higher, no? Somebody called me, a very interesting question here, because this will be in your mind. I am dealing in steel, sir. I was yesterday making a bill of 1 lakh and charging 6%, Chirag bhai? 5%? Haan. So I was making a bill of 1 lakh 5,000. Now GST is coming. Can I make bill of 1 lakh 18,000? Of course, you have to make bill of 1 lakh 18,000. But sir, please understand, in that 1 lakh which you used to previously bill, that goods were coming into you after paying of excise. That is why it is 1 lakh, no? That is why it 1 lakh. Otherwise it would have been 75, 80,000, something around that. So practically, now your cost is not 1 lakh, now your cost is 75,000 or that 80,000. So legitimately, on what amount you should bill? 80,000. But sir, આગળથી તો મને એમ લાગીને આવે છે. I understand that. आगे से आपको लग क्या रहा है, but please make them aware. अभी मत लगाओ, अभी गया अभी एक्साइज, तो अभी एक्साइज का वापस से मत लगाओ मेरे बिल पे. That is the only reason you can accommodate the rate of 12 or 18%, because that rate of 12, 18 and 28% is a mix of your excise, service tax and VAT. Because now it is just one tax. Correct? Makes sense or not? How will government ensure that? Mr. Borlikar will talk about. What ITC I will get to claim? Superb. मजा आवी गई. At least 18-20 queries was on ITC, and at least some from this side also. You can claim, there are two ITCs now I will talk about. One concept which I missed in between is called transition. જૂનામાંથી નવામાં આવીએ ને તો ઘણા બધા ચેન્જીસ કરવા પડે એક દિવસ માટે. That is called transition. On 1st of July, we will transit from all the other taxes and get into GST. So what will happen to my input tax credit available on 30th June? Right, double Y? What will happen to my input tax credit not in my returns but in my stock, right? શું થશે એનું? You will get the credit. Why it will not? It is a transition. You have paid taxes. Whatever taxes, eligible duties you have paid in the existing regime, you will definitely get the claim of that in the new regime with certain conditions. Why conditions? Because, sorry to say, our country people are very creative. Correct? And even some chartered accountants are master creators. Don't do it, sir. On this note, I want to also make a little diversion and say here for my CA fraternity, if we had been sincere in our work, demonetization would have never come. Agreed? Disagreed? Jatin bhai, I understand there are pressures, I understand we have to please, but on this stage I want to tell, let us stop that pleasing business for the sake of the country. The way the country has grown in last 3 years, and the reports what we are reading in last 2-3 days in papers, let us work for it, yaar. Let us work. So ITC, મને કયું મળશે? અરે બધું મળશે. What was eligible before and what is eligible in the new regime, you will definitely get it with some conditions. Those conditions, one-to-one, we will discuss in some of the queries. I'll move a little fast now. I have got some instructions from behind. Okay, for me, which tax is applicable? I think we've discussed that. All of you clear? Manoj bhai, તમારી 8 query હતી. ક્યાં છે મનોજ શાહ, રતિલાલ? નથી આવ્યા? અહીંયા બેઠા છે. હા, તો very clear about which tax, Apurva bhai? Understood which tax you will charge? You will not charge any tax. You are an exporter. Your bill will go without any tax. Export is out of tax. Export is out of tax. So because the place of recipient is outside India, not outside Maharashtra, outside India. So no tax. But generally, now when you get goods, no, H form ગયા તમારા, તમને IGST, CGST કે SGST લાગીને આવશે, એ તમારી પૈસા તમારા ગવર્મેન્ટ પાસે રહેશે, પછી તમે રિફંડ ક્લેમ કરવા જશો. Okay? But very good thing about refunds, thank you. Very good thing about refunds is, generally we take 1.5 to 2.5 years to get refunds. As you understand, there is a system behind it. Now refunds will be coming in swap, same year or in immediate quarters. Yeah.
And what about the excise component, 12.5% that we are paying right now, that you said will go, right, in pharma?
Yes. Gone.
It will go on. It will totally gone.
Excise ભૂલી જાઓ, કાંઈ છે જ નહીં હવે, ખાલી 2 પ્રોડક્ટ પર રહેશે, બાકી તમારા પ્રોડક્ટ પર એક્સાઇઝ નથી.
Okay.
એટલે તમને GST લગાડીને જ માલ આવશે. Whatever bill you will get on the GST only, and that you will keep it in your electronic credit ledger. Because you are exporting, you don't have to pay outward tax. So whatever will come to you as refund when you file your RFD 01 and other forms after quarters. No concept, sir. There is no concept now. There is only 2 concepts: inward and outward, and place of supply, place of recipient within the state and outside the state. High seas sales, even E2, SIT, gone. Correct, sir?
Sir, intrastate bill માં જ્યારે હું બિલમાં ટેક્સ લગાડીશ ત્યારે તમે કીધું SGST અને CGST, but at what rate? SGST કેટલો લગાડવાનો, CGST કેટલો લગાડવાનો?
Very good question, and I think a very valid question for dummies like me. 18% રેટ આવ્યો છે સમજો તમારા પ્રોડક્ટ પર, અડધો 9% CGST સેન્ટરને આપી દેવાનો અને 9% સ્ટેટને આપી દેવાનો. બરાબર? Sorry?
It was not clarified earlier.
Yeah, earlier ભૂલી જાઓ, forget, the past is over now. All that thing we have to undone. It was very difficult for us also. જૂની સિસ્ટમ બધી ગઈ.
So we have to charge half, both SGST and CGST.
Yes. Your rate is 18, charge 99. Your rate is 12, charge 66. Your age is 28, charge 14. Correct, sir? Clear? This was queries among for many people. I think many of you have sent this query. It is clear now? Good. What will, okay, have I addressed this issue of taxes applicable? Yes. Branch transfer, gayu. Why? Distinct person. There will be repetition because, you are business people moreover. So it is difficult for you to grasp some items. So some important points are repeated just for that. Branch transfer concept gaya. Paisa lo bharo aur maal bejo. But you will get full credit. When you send your paper from Delhi to Mumbai for printing, whatever rate is applicable on paper, I am not aware of it, sorry, say 12%. So that 12%, when your Delhi office is charging to your Mumbai office, you will get full credit. When you ultimately deliver those final goods after your processes to your various customer, you will get full credit. So no problem. Credit is available. But abhi zero pe kaam nahi hoga. What will happen to my credit balance in SENVAT and VAT account? I already discussed, but again I am repeating it. If you are registered only with VAT, if you are, Chirag bhai, no, not you, Kiran bhai, you are only registered with VAT, correct? So when you are only registered with VAT, whatever input credit in the old law, okay, it is appearing where in your returns as I set off. So you have already taken credit. There is no credit lying in goods of VAT. So in goods, if at all, what credit will be available in goods will be of excise. Service tax is service, so there is no goods or no closing stock. Some question had come. So your goods, you are VAT registered, your goods will carry only certain element of excise which you have paid against your bill to your supplier. So there is an element of excise there. You will get that credit even if you are not registered. Why? Because that excise duty, whatever you have paid, is an eligible item for ITC in the new law. Am I correct, Dr. David? Yeah. So you will get that credit, but there are conditions to it. There are various, one of the questions will answer that very clearly. My point is only to clear concepts. Yeah? Please use the mic, sir, so all can listen.
Sorry. Sir, the same applies for imported goods as well, because I'm paying excise on imported goods. So will that excise be, like set off or carried forward post-July?
Brilliant. So I have many important friends here, importer friends, sorry. You have imported goods. You have paid your basic custom duty. You might have paid SAD, not so sad, but you might have paid SAD. And now that goods are lying. 1st of July, when you sell that goods, of which are lying in the stock, okay, you don't get credit of import duty. Import duty is non-creditable. Why? It is a protection duty of our government, right? So import duty is not part of the eligible duty. But the SAD, which is an eligible duty, if you have not taken refund, because you also claim refund, guys, you fill a lot of forms and claim refund of SAD. So if you have not claimed refund, that SAD portion may be available for you for credit in the new regime under transition provisions. You have to file form trans 01 and you have to disclose everything. And there is also one condition which is attached to it, that whatever goods are lying in your stock need to be sold within 6 months of the new provision, sir, Kiran sir. So whatever goods which are lying in your stock on which you want to take credit in the new regime, ensure that you sell it within 6 months of your new regime. So from 1st of July, count 6 months, etla time ma, in that period, sell those goods. Then only the credit will be available. You just cannot keep the goods like that and claim credit, because system is defined in such a way that you will even not get the credit, because you have to pay the tax and then get credit. Discuss it later. But have I answered your question, sir? Thank you. What if I have not migrated to GST registration? Many of us has not migrated, I believe. Everybody migrated to GST? This answer is irrelevant, but if you have not migrated, please do it. From 1st of June, again, the migration process would be starting. So please do it. Yeah.
For excess duty, if I am not registered, how do I get the credit? I need a proof for it?
Fantastic. The question coming from a gentleman is that he is not registered in excise. Okay, he is a simple VAT dealer, but his goods have an excise component already in the closing stock. He wants to take the benefit of transition. Transition means from old law to new law, he wants to take the benefit of the credit. What documents he will require? Sir, there is a discussion going on this subject already right now, which the clarity will come much on 3rd of June, I believe. But you will require to keep the document of your purchases, and you have to, on proof, ascertain that that purchase is what you are talking in stock has been already excise paid. So maybe if you are a first aid dealer, second aid dealer, there is out of question. The bill will show. But then if you are later in the channel, somewhere you have to prove that the goods have come from an excise paid. Generally, it will come from there only. So your previous purchase bills, which are non-excise, you have to keep a track of it and maintain it. Now your next question should be, how much credit I will get? Right? You will not get full credit of that excise, because if you are absolutely giving me an excise bill, if you are an FSD, first stage dealer, second stage dealer registered with excise, then that excise component is clearly mentioned. Take full credit. But in your case, it will not be mentioned because you are taking from a sub dealer. So in that case, government is saying they will give you 40% only of the eligible excise component. Only 40%. But the again question is, how will you define eligible excise component? You cannot. Goods are lying in your stock. So that is why they are saying 40% of that particular bill you are mentioning, you will only get to the extent of 40% of excise might have been paid by you. So to say that if excise originally paid by you is say 100 rupee, okay, and then that good is lying. So in your stock, the excise component is 100 rupees. Say for example, you will be only eligible for 40 rupees. Kiran bhai, barabar chhe? Right? But yeah, and that will be only given to you when you sell the goods. Okay, that person, when you sell it, you will get that credit. This question will be detailed discussion will happen with Mr. Garkar. Okay, do I have to train my vendor? Vendor updation and management was my concept I started with. Can anybody talk about this? Do I have to train my vendor? Somebody here. Won't you have to train your vendors? Your vendors are in remote locations. Your vendors are not so educated people. Your vendors may not be having an accounting system or accountant available offhand, but you have to do business with them. because you have a set relationship. So what is your duty now, sir? ધંધા તો આપણે કરવાનો જ છે. વેન્ડરને ટ્રેન કરો. ફોર વોટ? વેન્ડરને ટ્રેન કરો કે ભાઈ તું બિલ બરાબર બનાવ, તું રજિસ્ટર થઈ ગયો છે, you maintain your proper records. What records? There are list of records mentioned. And here at this point I also want to talk about one important thing which all of you used to ask me when I do audit in the month of September. Sir, stock audit stock no report જરૂરી છે? Aren't you people asking me? Huh? Stock maintain કરવાનું છે? Yes, now you have to maintain stock. Beat it. You cannot write in your report that there are more than 200 items, so the SSE or the dealer is not in a position to maintain daily stock. Jatin bhai, days have gone. So, stock maintain karvanu che. Remember I said HSN code. Remember I said chart of accounts. You have to develop chart of accounts, Vipin bhai, for all stock items now. If they are having different HSN codes, you will have to have maintained stock of all items. So please go back to your accountants, go back to your system, discuss. These are most important thing. Maintaining stock. Anyway, I was at the point, do I have to train my vendor? Sorry?
For manufacturer, there are different components involved in an item. Then how do you keep the stocks of each and everything?
See, generally the stock is divided into three parts. RM, raw material, semi-unfinished goods and finished goods. The requirement in the returns, David sir, I think I have seen some where stock quantity has to be maintained for purchase and sale. So purchase and sold quantity though you have to maintain. Ek vastu clear છે, because you have to somewhere put in the returns. Sir, please use the mic. Where are you, Manan? Please be fast. So, yeah, please. I am telling for the benefit of others.